Everybody, we are back.
Welcome back to Occultists Anonymous. We are playing Blades in the Dark. We have just recently embarked upon the beginnings of a train robbery in the pitch black darkness of not Duskfall. But first, let me remind you that we are always sponsored by Roll20, as well as our wonderful patrons over on Patreon. Their names are Adele, Al, Alan Michael, Alexander, Hang Falleth, Baba Duke, Bernie, Blood Angel, Brandon, Chris, Daniel, Doc, Dolor, Emil, Funzusura Ali, George, Jack, Jenny, Josh, Julian, Camouflage.
Oh, yeah.
Are you happy now, Chris? Cat Feathers, Crazy Man, Melissa, Michael, Milo, Moku, Neo, Noba, Other Michael, Perry, Puppeteer, Ramon, Ryan, Shisara, Senna, Taryn, The Arcane, Thomas, Toast, Usuf Sama, Vortex, Woodfoot, and Sultan. Thank you, as always. One more week of me doing that.
Unless we manage to drag this out just a little bit longer.
Who knows? Intentional
sabotage. I never storytell again. We dragged Blades in the Dark out for forever. Craig's prep on the thing is
we have all these good mage ideas.
Like, that's only 7 days. Oh my god.
All right.
Anticipatory stage fright.
So, with a rousing success on the engagement roll, Hook has sort of led the crew into position on the train. And as the lightning skirt fires up and begins propelling the train out of the city and past the lightning barrier, you feel it kind of slip over the train. And you are out into the wilds. I mean, you rode a train to get here, most likely, so it's not that crazy, but for story purposes, we have a big sort of zooming shot of the Demon Wastes.
The lightning isn't like it doesn't surround the entire outside of the train, does it?
It's around the bottom.
Just on the bottom. Okay. So
it's how it propels.
Do not fall off.
I would not fall off.
Don't fall off.
Don't fall off.
Yeah,
falling off would be bad.
Real bad.
Like we're talking about starting at a level 3 harm.
Yeah.
If you fall off badly, you're just gonna die.
Yeah, that's it. You just vaporize. I just had a panic, like we open the door to go outside of the train and see this wall of lightning in front of us.
Right.
Like,
you guys are like, keep talking about getting on the outside. I'm like, nah.
No.
You gotta convince the man to just give you a sample?
No. But yeah.
So wait,
so to reset where we're at exactly, Hook has sat down in his wonderful first class accommodations, and the sort of squirrely figure of Lord Henri Sharp has just turned in his seat to introduce himself, as is polite and proper.
Right.
So Hook, what do you do?
Hook introduces himself with his fine cover identity. Check. But I'm everybody's, brain sake words. I'm just going to keep calling him Hook. But introduces himself as Hook. And Ralph, if we're still going with the bodyguard idea, introduces Ralph, Crafty Man as his guard who's probably sitting or probably standing, I guess, nearby.
Happy to stand.
And just making some polite casual conversation, casual conversation, needling this guy for information, because even Hook is playing off the idea that potentially if we can't get anything, quick clarification, Sharp is the one who has invented this. Okay, yeah, so he's starting to needle this guy for bits of information, not like big interrogation, but what have you been working on, what are you doing, but and see if any little stuff falls out of this guy's brain.
That sounds like consort to me.
Sure.
This is controlled and standard.
Hell yeah. This happens when you get a good Engagement roll.
Mm-hmm.
Real good.
Oh, whoops. Bonus die, 0. 4.
It's something.
Yep.
Better than nothing. You didn't even hear devils barking.
No, because I thought I had it.
Yeah, so you're able to hold a conversation with him well enough. At this point, Hook has pretended to be rich and fancy long enough that he's picked up some genuine, like, I'm actually kind of decent at this now.
Mhm.
So you hold a conversation pretty well. He's fairly unwilling to, like, go directly into what, like, he's not giving you any secrets, obviously.
Obviously,
right?
yeah.
But he does mention he's got this new discovery and gestures back towards the back of the train, being kept safe, and sort of at the door that would be that passover is 2 large, well-dressed men that are just sort of piles of muscle blocking that doorway.
Sure. But yeah, otherwise Hook is basically just trying to get this guy into some conversation to give everybody else a little out of character idea of what's going on. Hook has a fine bottle of whiskey and a vial of slumber essence. So if necessary, if we need to cause a distraction without actually harming Lord Sharp, just that whiskey just went straight to his head, and that is a potential avenue for his process.
I do want to hammer out a little bit more detail on the plan so that we're at least on the same page as to, like, are we trying to disconnect the caboose? Or are you trying to get in past the guys?
I think our best bet is to get in, get some samples, and get out. Because the caboose will have guys in it, and then we still have to get in the caboose and then walk back to the capital. Right.
Well, I mean, I think that's with the assumption that we're going to be disconnecting the caboose far from the capital. What Crafty was thinking is that we get positioned so that we understand how the guards are moving in and out. We are oriented to the train and its particular layout, so that if we need to move between cars, we won't have too much trouble. And then at an opportune moment, when we're near enough to the capital, but not at the station, we disconnect the caboose.
That's true.
We take some stuff out of it and jump off, or, it slows down, and we exit that way.
That's
so
true.
There's a lot of chaos. We're inside of the lightning barrier, and we're back in the city that we're comfortable with.
That's true. I hadn't thought about.
That's his orientation. But of course, just grabbing stuff and sneaking out, he's totally cool with as well.
Sure.
Yeah, because this far I planned him to try to go into it from the outside.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which doesn't work if you're trying to get in through the door.
Oh, sure. I mean, it's at this point, I'm of the mind that we just continue moving like in our plans. And yeah, actually, Ralph, you have a very good point of, like, we can disconnect. Once you have arrived past the barrier, that is the station. But yeah, that's true. The station is probably not.
It's close. It's a tight timing, if that's your plan.
Okay.
But let's continue with where we are now.
Yep.
Cool.
Cricket and Corby, y'all have normal
Hanging out
train
with Coach.
seats. Out and exposed, plenty of people in there, but it's nice enough. I mean, the actual poors can't afford to travel between cities, so very middle class sort of environment. What do you do?
I'd content just to scope out approaches.
Yeah, I want to wait before I start trying to get out of the train.
Okay.
I'm looking for plants, like if there's guards that are planted, like that are just observers rather than, muscle blocking a doorway.
Mm-hmm.
See if there's anybody
like
who's being
survey?
particularly alert. Yeah.
The air marshal.
Yeah. Control.
Yep. Gold standard.
Ooh.
3.
Yeah, I'm not sharp tonight.
Yeah, you do your very best to subtly look around and see if anyone is around, and you make very, very little to no progress of this goal of figuring out if there's any plants or anything like that. However, you do sort of make eye contact with a fella in a news cap.
Oh,
With steel gray eyes and sort of a big bushy beard, and a flat cap on top. In sort of the dealings that you've had ongoing with the Ink Rakes. We haven't actually put any names to these folks, so I did that this time. So it's, the Ink Rakes. Generic newspaper guy number 47 is there, and he's upset. So you have had some dealings with this guy. You recognize him as Jacob Blues.
great.
And where he is, there are often his 2 brothers with him.
Yes, we get it. The Blues Brothers.
Yeah, I know.
That was for anybody who hadn't got it.
There were people who didn't get that one?
I like generic news guy number 47.
Are they also twins? No.
No. There's
All
Jacob,
twins.
Jonathan, and Jameson.
Why are they all J's?
Because they're brothers.
That's what their mama liked.
Our guys are all J's too, though, yeah?
Because that's what I clicked on the button. It happens.
Jameson, Jacob, and what was the other one? Jonathan?
Jonathan.
Jonathan.
Jonah.
So yeah, that is the sort of the sum total of your failure there. It's not anything bad happening, nothing blowing your cover or anything, but you know he's there, he knows you're there.
And he recognized me despite, okay.
I mean, you're pretty noticeable.
Well, yeah, that's
Yep.
true. I'm a tech.
They got them demon eyes.
You look
Crafty
like a
man.
vampire.
Can't trust them. Those shifty eyes. Can't tell where they're looking.
Vampires in this setting are real,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
but are quite different than how we picture them.
Yeah, they
Essentially,
all
if
have the face of
a
killer.
ghost possesses someone for too long, they
Mhm.
turn into a vampire and need to drink spirit juice to stay alive, ish,
Need to feed.
sort of thing. It's bad.
Real bad.
Slowly turning into a Guy Ritchie movie. Yeah.
We could make it a little more cockney if you want.
Nope.
We're on
not.
this train and we're going to take
Yeah.
your explosives.
Yeah, I do not have the mental cycles to do that.
A Cockney accent and a Cockney rhyme. Nope.
The rhyme, yeah. My brain doesn't move that fast.
One thing I do want to do, I want to load up my little spider
Mhm.
with let me see what I've got. I was gonna put the blind poison in it
Ooh.
from my bandolier. Can I try to do
Sounds
that?
good.
I mean, I'm trying to do this like in a way that people can't see what I'm doing. But I don't know if that's Tinker.
I think so.
Especially if you mess it up, it's going to be a big mess.
Yeah.
Controlled standard.
Mm-hmm.
2 6s.
Double 6s. You
Hell yeah, look at that crit.
don't even have to pull it out of your pocket. You just. All right, we're good here.
Mhm.
Well. All right. Crafty man, what are you doing?
Got 2 minutes standing around observing
Just
those
a couple
guards.
hands, a couple fingers in your pocket.
Yeah. Well, Just realized that he kind of put himself in an inconvenient position because he'd be remiss in his duties if he just walked away.
I mean, as long as you're within
check out
the car,
security on the
right?
rest of the train, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
And that's a
I
big.
guess that's a good point.
100 foot long car, right? So there's,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, then he's gonna, slowly move through the car and look at different positions where he might be able to sneak up on those guys. Oh man. What I'm trying to do out of character is resist Crafty Man's main impulse, which is considering he's cold and he wants to get these explosives and blow up the ink rakes, just jump the guards, just start doing stuff now, right? So
okay.
like he wants to get into some shenanigans.
Like how Cold has also become impatient.
well, what I mean is like he's I guess that's true, and he does interpret it that way because usually Crafty Man is a little more thoughtful about people. So Cold is now he doesn't care about what anybody else wants. Less empathetic and less patient in many ways. But yeah, it's a good point. So what would Crafty Man do? Yeah, I'll. This is what Crafty Man will do. Crafty Man will, still in the guise of the bodyguard, maintain that role. Walk up to Hook, kind of look down and nod at him, right, and then leave the train car and walk towards the front, into the next car to see what's going on there. And he is going to be, he's going to go. Oh, you know what he's going to do? He's going to go between the cars and then see if it matches his experience. He's going to confirm for himself whether or not he
get
thinks
that first scout out.
Yes, exactly. Scout the. Yeah, that's what he's going to do. Perfect.
Okay. Sounds like some controlled standard prowl.
Cool.
To sort of assess that situation real quick while you're passing between cars without being noticed.
Oh yeah. We got a 4. Lucky.
2, 3, 4.
You are fairly confident that everything is built the same way as the other train that you practiced on. What you did not account for is the sort of layer of dust and grime that has accumulated on top of the train. And you kind of put your hand up and come back covered in sort of grease and wasteland dust and all kinds of stuff. So you're pretty sure that it might be a little trickier, especially than if you add in the fact that it's moving.
Yeah. Okay. So then he definitely needs to do something to make it easier for Cricket and others if anyone is going to climb over the top of that car. So let's see. Now might be a time to choose some gear and then try and clean things and maybe make some handholds accessible. So what does the outside look like? Is there a ladder to get on the roof, and is it just like everything's slippery? Okay, cool. So he would want to clean the rungs on the ladder, and then I guess climb up a little bit and then see what it looks like on top, and continue with the examination and like first run through the dry run. I guess it's not the dry run, but,
the greasy run.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah. Let's see.
You can roll probably just prowl again.
Okay.
This one is going to be risky at this point.
Cool. Makes sense.
You're spending extra time between the cars and you're
outside.
starting to actually climb it and you're outside. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Hey, there's that
Nice.
6.
Oh, there we go.
And then just check off some sort of, I guess, climbing gear or burglary gear, something to help with.
Okay, I got my
handholds and stuff.
light climbing gear. I'll click that
Let's
off.
see where all
And
my
then, yeah,
good luck is going
ultimately,
tonight.
of course, want to get things set up so that when it comes down to it, people won't be flying off the train. Like you said, he still thinks it's his responsibility, even though he doesn't care about what people want. He cares about their lives. Cool. All right, I clicked off light climbing gear.
Nice.
from Thieves Implements,
Good.
Clerks Implements, and I'm happy to.
So
yield the
Crafty
floor
Man's
to
got
another
that.
person.
Yeah, sounds good. Just to kind of zoom back further down the train, back over to Hook.
At that point, especially knowing what Crafty Man was off to do, because it's all part of the plan.
It's all part of the plan.
I'm trying to think here.
I was going to say, also don't forget about flashbacks.
Right.
Oh yeah,
There are
that's
certainly
right.
things that you could have done in town before getting onto the train.
Yep.
Bribing
Definitely
people,
wanna do that.
stashing something, whoever, whatever.
I got one.
Just
I already
cost
have
you a
one
little bit
in
of
mind
stress.
for how this ends, if it works out the way I'd hope. So
We can only hope.
Actually, yeah, I think that's probably what Hook might have done. Well, actually, I'm going to hang on to that idea. But yeah, no. At this point, having talked with this guy, Hook is going to stretch his legs, just walk the length of the compartment, and basically, especially because he's leaning into the rakish, pirate. Was this guy a Leviathan captain kind of vibe? He's got the badass sword,
Right.
and I'm gonna check that, and kind of lean into that and go actually talk to those guards. And kind of lean into this, oh yeah, I used to be like you guys. He's chiseled,
Right.
scarred, like he's
Right. Oh yeah, for sure.
and talk with these guys, and basically he's trying to suss out how distractible they are, and kind of make a show, and if nothing else, make him a threat that they need to pay attention to, because knowing that the others are going in, he wants them focused on him. And I don't know. Well, regardless, it's 2 dice. But yeah, I am curious. Thank you for reminding me about a devil's bargain.
Yeah. Devil's bargain is that, yeah, one way or another, they are paying attention to you. Will likely make things harder for you to do active later in scenes. But one way or another, you have their attention, whether or not you get sort of any sort of repartee with them.
Impression, yeah, positive or negative. Right. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Because I also realized that we have Julie and Jaden that we can utilize.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So I will consort with them and hang out with them for a little bit here. And will what position and effect?
This is going to be a risky standard.
Okay. And then would the sword provide that, that bonus, or?
Sure.
Okay. So that's 2 instead of, I don't know why I got 2 from Devil's Bargain previously. Hey, there we go. Double 6s.
Oh,
six.
damn.
Nice. Yeah, you straight up just talk circles around these guys. They're impressed. They're like, wow, I didn't even realize you could do that to a guy's skull. And better part of 15, 20 minutes, you're kind of just like sitting back there just shooting the shit with these guys. And here, I'll give you this one. When you sort of finish up and go back to your seat or whatever, a few minutes later, one of them walks by and just sort of like pats you on the shoulder, and mentions that he's going up to get something to eat and whatnot. He's telling his boss this, right? But you just happen to be there.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
He's not being he's being less surreptitious about it.
And jokingly to Lord Sharp, he's like, keep your eyes on this one. He's a
dangerous
got
man.
quite a dangerous set of tails he's got there. But doesn't mean it at all, right?
Sure.
But it's just, or doesn't actually mean this guy's causing trouble. It's just no, this guy's cool as fuck. But little does he know.
Yep. Not cool at all.
He's gonna walk back in here like Donald
zero in
Glover.
skirmish.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Gonna walk back in here like Donald Glover. Oh me. Corby, Cricket.
Are we approaching the time at which to go?
I think that's one of those we can be.
We're all in narrative time. Yeah.
Yeah. It's all happening at the speed of plot, right? So
exactly.
We are forward of where the explosive is, or where we think
Two
the
cars.
explosive is.
Yeah, I would say we're in the car next to first class. My plan was basically to head out the top of the train, skip first class, and then get into the back.
Sure.
So, time to begin.
Let's go.
Okay.
And this may be where we actually get Julia and Jaden involved and lead into the Mormon twins and them causing a wild, ruckus. And they're con men, Yeah,
just some sort of a distraction so that people might not notice us slipping out of the cart.
Right.
And is it 1 stress or 2 stress for a flashback?
It's 1 to 3, depending on how complex it is.
Okay, so I just want a flashback that I've made arrangements for somebody in a train to deliver a note to first class, one of the staff, as just a cue to the guys up there that we're starting. So one of the serving people walks up with a little platter and there's a little folded note on it, and you open it up and it just says Brightstone.
Cool.
Okay, so
how do y'all go about this? Are we sneaking or?
Yeah.
Seems like it's always doing some prowling. I mean, a crafty man would be waiting there to help people.
The crafty man can be sitting there on the ladder getting ready to pull you up.
I think it's definitely prowling.
Ready for a group prowl.
Do we have to
do, folks?
Roll to get our rowdy boys to be rowdy, or can they just do that?
That's specifically because of the command thing. That's my plan for Hook.
You can have them do things independent of telling them to do things. They act according to their sort of edges and faults and stuff.
So they can have a fight,
but
they can
convincing them to get into it with each other and cause a distraction from the ink rake that is watching you.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yes.
I mean, the real difference is they have their own dice pool, and then if you use command, you can use your command dice pool. So
I don't have a command dice pool, so
they're going to have a dice pool of 1 for this.
I have a 1D and command.
So, I think
so in that
Hook
case,
has
it's
a
the
good
same.
command, right? Oh, really? You only have 1 command. Gotcha.
Weird.
Corby
has one command. I have 2, but I'm not in the room to command. So just let them roll with their 1 die. It's fine.
Yeah.
You could help each other, and then you'd have 2 dice.
Well, I mean, if you're doing a thing to do a thing,
right?
It's not generally how the game's set up. So
risky,
them causing a distraction and then Corby
and then
they're just
taking away.
Gotcha.
Yeah, for sure.
Sense.
Risky or controlled because of the ink rake.
All right, somebody roll me 1 die.
Is it risky or controlled because of the ink rake?
Or I don't think that actually I think it's just
Doesn't really apply to them. It's just
okay.
I got it. Roll fortune. 1 die.
Not doing great today. This is gonna suck.
Ooh, damn.
Oh, okay. You rolled the command. Okay.
Well, it just means I'm not helping them, right? In there.
Oh no, we were rolling for them
For
to do
them.
their thing.
Okay.
They're
That's what the
doing
one
this
die was.
independent of you. You're not
Yeah,
having
we
to
were
tell them
gonna
what to do or
roll
whatever.
the sneak to get out while
Like
they were
this is
doing this.
their part of the plan, right?
Okay. I misunderstood.
Just like someone doesn't have to roll command to tell you to do something.
Yeah. In this case, it works out the same.
Anyways,
Because they're both
it's still
one
a 2, so it's fine.
So we're probably.
Well,
hang
we're gonna have a describe how this goes real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are at the sort of small bar at the front end of the car, up near where the ink rakes are, and or where the ink rake you had seen is, and they like you sort of catch them as they have this conspiratorial grin, throw back a shot of whiskey, and Jaden just socks his brother and just falls out into the space. And the downside of this is that he sort of knocks his brother directly into the biggest of the 3 Blues brothers. It's Jonathan.
Awesome.
And, yeah.
Good luck.
And it quickly devolves into a bigger distraction than what you had sort of been planning upon.
I'm just going to scoot.
Mhm.
Sorry. Good luck, friends. So we roll pro.
I like that. And this is
Oh,
where
yeah,
we
you're welcome
lost
to.
our cohort.
Yeah.
Beaten up by the Blues Brothers.
Is there anything? It's just my roll, right? No help or anything.
I mean, would this be a group action?
Once they get outside, so
I mean, you can go outside and Crafty Man's there. Like, we don't
Yeah.
need
Yeah.
to prowl to get to him. You can just walk through the train.
I think
So
the
we'll
prowling
walk
is
through
going to
the
be cool.
Yeah, I was trying
Especially
to roll prowl
with-
to sneak out unnoticed.
Yeah,
Especially with yonder distraction going on.
Yeah, So now we sneak in.
Group row.
Group sneak.
Yeah, let's do a group prowl. It's a good thing
Now that we
got
have synchronized.
and expertise.
What do these mean again?
Expertise means Crafty Man will at max take 1 stress if you guys fail, and then if we get multiple 6s across the group, that counts as a crit instead of needing. Well,
There's 1
Uh,
stress.
Finally.
Oh yeah!
all right, Crafty.
All right, let's see. Am I gonna press myself and roll 4? Don't really need to. No, because a 6 means we succeed,
Mhm.
even if I get low. So, boom.
Oh,
man!
3 6s. That's the super extra critical, right?
Super good
Give me
success.
that.
Yeah, we're so
Give
good
me
at
that
prowling,
all
guys.
day. Yep. Oh man. We are some shadows. So I took my 1
Um,
stress.
Yeah, so up the... Because Cricket did prowl,
'Cause I
or
failed.
did fail, so
Yep.
Mhm.
stress. Yeah, you are up and over, and you've sort of cleaned off sort of this area of the crime and made so everyone can at least get their feet up top.
Yeah.
Cool.
And with some quick thinking with your climbing gear, you've got sort of a rope to hold on to kind of slide back down the train.
Sweet.
And the 3 of you sort of drop down on the other side between the 2 cars. So back through the door into the first class. There's, you can't see in because there's just
Yeah.
big homeboys back
Mhm.
blocking the way.
Hell yeah.
And then the door into a dark, just enclosed steel train car.
Fantastic.
Okay.
You know what it's time for?
Work in the door.
I figure we could do that, or we could detach the car right as it passes the lightning barrier.
Mhm.
Wasn't that the plan?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you want to try and steal stuff and go back in?
We don't know if there are guards on the other side of this door.
Yeah.
Probably.
Oh, there's definitely guards in there.
You don't know for a fact that what you're trying to steal is there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
So
It could be on the guy.
yeah.
Oh, that's a good point. I'm going to go in.
Yeah, let's confirm before we
Okay.
talk about detaching anything.
But yeah, before we start
All right.
detaching. But
Okay,
while we're
sounds
here,
good.
I do want to
We need to sneak in there.
take one of my silence vials and pour it out so that we're not making any noise back here.
Oh, that's good.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's real good. Fantastic.
In this little AoE, there is no sound.
Cool.
Cool. There is an extremely locked door in front of you into the thing.
You know what it's time for?
Time to wreck it.
Yeah. That's what I was going to suggest.
Or
With no
Nobody have
sound.
finesse?
oh, I guess
Or wait,
With
yeah.
no
no,
sound, yeah.
Tinker?
I do
Tinker's
have
picking
finesse,
lock.
But Tinker is picking locks. Finesse is pickpocketing.
Right.
A wreck is when you just want to break through the door.
I have 2 dots in wreck and 3 dots in tinker.
Pick the lock.
No, chat. God damn it.
Let's try
Tinker first.
Yeah, let's try tinker. I'm gonna try to.
Wow. Yeah, okay.
Get out.
It only took us 7 episodes.
I've said that like 3 times.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The chat hasn't.
Hold on.
But yeah, I have fine tinkering tools about
Yeah.
good things.
Mhm.
So
I'm
yeah.
going to actually enforce the rules here.
Mhm.
This is a tier 3 lock.
Okay.
You have tier 1 tools.
So it's a -2 to the die pool.
It means there's less effect.
And there's less effect by 2 steps.
Okay.
So,
I need to roll a 6.
you need to roll. Well, you need to. All right, sorry. Yeah, this would be a risky position. No effect currently. By ticking off your fine tinkering tools, that gets you to less effect. You can push yourself either for die or for more effect. You get
What
up to
is-
a standard roll.
The effect difference.
It takes longer. Things can go wrong while you're doing it.
Do you have fine lockpicks?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That is what I have.
Yep,
Great.
adds
Just making
1
sure.
to your tier.
And
I just want to make sure you had it.
and can help be used as effect as well?
Don't think so.
Okay, so if I push myself, take 2 stress, then I just roll my tinker as normal and it affects it as normal. I'll do that.
Okay.
Take my 2 stress and roll my tinker dots.
I'm also happy to take
Risky
1 stress to help you.
Standard?
Oh, actually, thank you
Risky
for reminding
standard.
me, Ralph.
Yes.
Um,
And if anyone wanted to help, you could give a bonus
Yeah.
die to.
Yeah. because that's and I think this may actually be where like this is not a surprise to Cricket. She knows this is coming because
Right.
oh my god, Hook
Cool.
has already scouted the place out. He's here. He's had that opportunity when boarding, and passed along that hey it's a Darley lock. Take your time, kind of thing.
Okay,
Oh,
so
I
is
think
that
it's
a-
going to help.
That is a +1.
this one?
Cool.
And that would be one of my free ones because if I don't use them, what's the point, right?
Oh, yeah.
So bad.
Oh, jeez.
Wow.
Whoa.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Plan B.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll see if there's follow-up.
Well, hang on. Let's
Um,
find out what happens
yeah.
first.
Yeah.
Because
So
that could always be
the-
you pick it, but
From Corby and I think Corby and Crack Commander still kind of like hanging off the ladder to give Cricket some room,
Yep.
and she throws down and smashes or pours out the vial of silence, and then gets her tools out and sits there, and like chunk, and then just sits there, like locked in place. And then starts like shaking, and you see her hair start.
Oh, shit. Electroplasmic trap.
Judas.
Oh, man.
Should have seen this coming.
And
Can I
she's
count for
definitely
that?
screaming, but it's very silent. So there's that. Miss Cricket, you are going to take a level 2 harm. Electrocuted.
Is there any
You
way
gonna
for me to
resist?
protect her to reduce that, or
Well,
She gets
she
an opportunity
can
to resist
resist it, or
Yeah.
check off armor. to do these things.
I don't have armor.
It's one of your gear options. It's
It's one of your gear options. It's a 2 box.
Yeah.
That helps.
If you want to, with a normal load.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, armor is generically, this reduces harm.
And then if you rolled a resist and you succeeded, then it might go lower as well.
What do you roll to resist?
This would be resisting with prowess. Or physical sort of consequences.
Okay, I'll roll 2 attempt to resist.
Okay.
Just click the prowess button, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
4
Nice.
and 5.
Good. Fine. So you take 1 stress. And that will save you at the last second. As
But
you like
it's to a 1 harm? A level 1?
If you checked off the armor,
Oh, no.
Yeah.
So if I do that,
you don't have to. You resisted it completely.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I just take a stress.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, there's like that last second where you like feel a tingle and you're like,
I managed to
nope.
let go.
And you like let go.
Okay.
So there's a electrocuted set of fine tools jammed into this lock.
You know, it's time for get out the insulated demolition tools. Because we
I'll
prepped for this.
trade places with you.
That sounds good.
Like,
I'm gonna click off the demolition tools. There we go. Get off an insulated like spike or iron spike. Put it in there pretty close to the lock.
Mm-hmm.
Take out the sledgehammer, also with an insulated handle. Position myself and push myself. That's 2 stress, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, damn. Do I want to do that? Oh, jeez. What's the devil's bargain?
If you're pushing yourself,
Yeah, I know.
and I also have a devil's bargain, but you want to hear it.
yeah.
Devil's bargain is you thoroughly destroy the lock.
Sweet.
Door just flapping in the wind kind
Excellent.
of thing.
No way to get in there and out without somebody knowing or seeing. Excellent. That's great.
The devil's bargain is there is evidence regardless,
Okay, cool.
whether you fail or succeed at this.
Alrighty. Okay, so then let me ask a follow-up question.
Mhm.
Do you mean that there's evidence of us getting in regardless of what happens? Or do you mean that regardless of what happens, the lock is destroyed, so if I fail, we can't open the door?
No. Like,
Okay, cool.
because of sort of the way that, like, you're likely to get in through this door, regardless, by nature of what you're doing.
Yeah.
The consequences are a wide range of things that could happen.
Okay.
And until the train car is open, we do not know whether there is a dead cat in there.
All right. Well, I'm going to try and break in through Schrodinger's door and enter Schrodinger's caboose. I'm going to accept the devil's bargain because Crafty
Excellent.
Man doesn't want another trauma. He's going to start accepting devil's bargains quite often.
This is risky and
Okay.
standard.
Great. All right. So I'm rolling with +1 die from the devil's bargain, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
right. You are still harmed though, yes? Or did you spend money to fully heal?
I spent 1 and I got 2 bits of points of progress, and I would have spent another to try and roll again. But you said that I could only do it once, so I still have slice.
But did you want to spend coin to finish up the clock? Would've
Oh
been
yeah,
2
I'd love
coins
to.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Sweet.
Or the vault or your own or whatever.
All right, great, cool, thank you. All right, slice it done. Great.
Okay.
Oh, what happened there?
Chris clicked on one of your things.
Clicked on it. It's all good.
Oh, okay, gotcha. For a second, I was like, "Did I suddenly get Daredevil?" Yes. All right. Okay, let me roll rec with +1 die.
+1.
Risky standard. 1 bonus die. It's 4 dice.
That's good.
Hell
Hey!
yeah!
All right.
Crafty Man winds up, plants his feet well on this moving train because he's practiced
And
this.
swings the fuck away.
Exactly.
Spike goes through tools, goes through lock. The whole thing just like explodes inward.
Silently.
Little like lights pop on in the train. Like Sparkcraft sort of bulbs, bare bulbs in there.
Oh yeah.
And the success here is that the silence bubble goes far enough in to not let the door like slamming back against the wall make any noise. And you are able to see that sitting a little ways back, there is a trio of people playing cards at a table.
Oh man! Oh shit! Okay. Okay. Are they looking our way? Or they're distracted? You could blind them. Yeah, you could blind them and I could hit him in the head with a sledgehammer.
Or we can not do that thing.
What I think Crafty wants is more silence, blind, and then he wants to break their knees with the sledgehammer.
Oh my god. Corby.
Focus.
I know. I'm not saying he's bloodthirsty. What I mean is jumping in the action would be like, these guys are dangerous. They're not watching and they're seated. If I hit them with the sledgehammer I currently have in my hands, it's going to make things a lot easier. But I'll stop talking.
The ghosts.
It takes like an hour or more to form a ghost. It's not like instant.
Okay.
Yeah. Great.
Just to clarify that.
Corby?
What's Corby doing?
So are we can I say that we happen to be moving through one of those weird spots in the route?
I think that's probably easily devil's bargainable.
Okay. So what would it take to shift those 3 guys, or one of those 3 guys, into that? They just have to sort of swallow them.
Oh!
Is that? I'm not sure if that's within the realm of what whispers can be.
That's awesome.
I think you can draw attention of the spirit well that you're sort of driving through, and from Corby's vision, there's just like raw ephemera, like waves, like crashing over the train and stuff like that. Yeah, I think you can draw attention of it and try and direct it to like, hey, those guys look pretty tasty. I want to emphasis on try.
Yes.
And I'm setting this at desperate.
That's fine. I like desperate because I get XP.
It's also going to be less effect.
Okay. So what's the devil's bargain?
No, that's it.
That is it?
The devil's bargain is that I'm letting you do this.
Oh, okay.
So you get a +1 to the die.
Okay.
But it's desperate less.
The consequences may be bad.
Push yourself.
It's 1 time to push myself?
2 stress.
You can push for effect here if you want, but not for another die.
I don't have...
Oh, that's right, because he accepted devil's bargain. That's right.
I'm playing with the rules here, but
Yeah.
Sure.
So I'll push for effect.
Okay. Take 2
And
stress.
hope this goes well. Yep, I got my 2 stress marked off.
To make it a normal effect.
And 1 bonus
Desperate
die.
normal.
Oh, there's a 5 in there.
5.
Yeah.
4 as well.
Whoa. Just look at Corby's sheet. Look at the stress.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, I don't want to know. I'm just not looking at it.
I'm riding that line, baby.
Yes, it's gonna be the cold crew.
Yep.
It's gonna be good.
A little bit of a robot, Ralph.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
sorry.
breaking up, kind of.
I think that was I'll turn off the. I think it's because I said something too loud. Turn off noise suppression.
Ah.
Oh, yeah, that was a lot.
All right. So, yeah, this giant wave of sort of not goodness, ghostly badness, sort of wash up, and in a very like Bugs Bunny sort of way, Corby's just like that way. He went that way.
Pulling up the side with an arrow, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So what happens is this thing forms like a whip tentacle sort of thing, reaches in 50 feet back into the door, grabs a guy by the leg, and just sort of, and he's gone.
Oh, shit.
Crafty Man has a little dodge moment.
Yeah.
And Corby's like warring on her face, like she's kind of like, "That's so cool, but what have I done?" Sort of.
The consequences are the other two people stand up from the poker game and turn and see the three of you and start. Well, y'all can't hear anything.
Yep.
But they are yelling and starting towards you.
More silence.
I'm going to.
And I think one of them just pulls a pistol and just like levels it at the weird looking thing.
Oh,
what's up?
Shit.
Can I throw my other silence vial in there at them to like?
Consequences of Corby's roll. So she can resist, but you can't sort of jump in that quick.
Oh yeah.
Gotta have the space for the consequences to land for at least a beat. So yeah, the consequence is that just crack shot real fast at the weirdest looking of the three of you, assuming that you did this.
Yeah, clearly. Yeah.
The whisper.
And Corby, you're gonna take a level 2 harm
Oh no.
of bullet wound.
Okay. Is this with
You are
prowess,
welcome to resist this.
Yeah,
with prowess.
I presume. Yeah.
You'll take a stress.
Do you want to be hurt or to take a trauma?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my only option. So
Yep.
level 2 stress. If I roll 3, what does that mean?
You take 3 stress.
Oh,
You
I
take
still
3
take
stress.
3.
It's
Or I
six
take the
minus
level-
your roll. Yeah.
I will take. Yeah.
I mean, you resisted it, so it's kind of already there.
You rolled.
Yep.
Oh, okay. So I don't have a choice. I take the
Yeah.
stress.
Once
Okay.
you choose to resist, that's when you
So,
take stress.
I have a trauma now, and my stress gets reset.
It
Is
gets
that
rolls
reset,
over.
but it rolls over. Yeah.
Yep.
So you should be at 2.
Oh, 2 trauma?
No,
No,
one
stress.
trauma.
One trauma, 2
2
stress.
stress.
Okay, 1 trauma, 2 stress. Okay.
There you
Okay.
go.
Ooh, I don't want to say. I mean, considering the circumstances, haunted might be good.
Yeah, you just had a ghost wall eat a man. You fed
Yeah.
a man to a ghost
I fed a
wall.
man,
It didn't so much
to the ghost field.
feed him as just sort of whip and sort of smash him against several walls on the way out and then fling him out
Yeah.
into the desert.
So I will take the haunted trauma.
Yeah. And
really appropriate.
I don't think I talked about trauma as a mechanic on screen. I know Ralph and I talked about it a little bit off screen after in the last session. But more or less, these don't have rules. Other than if you get 4 of them, your character retires because they're no longer capable of being a functioning sort of criminal.
Sure.
So it is up to the player to decide how much they lean into the trauma. It is one of the ways to get XP at the end of the session is to play into your vice and your trauma throughout the course of the session. So basically, if you want to make your life harder by having the traumas be big, meaningful parts of your character now, you get XP. It's kind of cool.
Just like conditions in Mage.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's real good. Get traumatized, you get stressed out.
Yeah, so Corby managed to resist. You kind of pull back at the last second, and bullet smashes into the side of the train car right beside you. Look. What you doing?
Well, and specifically, is there a window Yeah, because you said the guard has got his back
Sort
to
of
it.
blocking the window that is the door.
Right. So at this point, especially since Lord Sharp seems kind of like happy to chill in his chair, when this guy comes back from, getting food, and this may be more of a narrative thing that you have to okay, but like when he swaps off with the other guard, rather than actually getting back there, Hook takes him over to the bar, pulls out the bottle of whiskey, and is going to have some drinks. So literally, there are no guards at that door for now.
But they can see us.
Well, that's. I mean, they can at the window, but Hook is trying to keep them back over here.
I think Ash might meant now others can see through the window.
Yeah, I was thinking of like on the metro. The window's big.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the guard was blocking it completely.
Yeah, they couldn't see out.
The issue being that if the guard walks over to the window that he can see through, and literally be standing at the window,
right,
and look through.
Yeah, I like this. I think this is good. Let's roll some consort.
Yeah.
To get these guys to pay more attention to you.
Mm-hmm.
And not look out the window.
Fall asleep.
Risky, standard, fine bottle of whiskey, check. Where did
+1 to sort of bribe them with good drinks.
So don't worry. I mean, it's fine. Yeah, your boss is here. The door's there. Like, we'll see if anything goes. Yeah.
Risky business.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'll take the 5.
That's 5. Get that 5.
Yeah. So the you are able to convince them to come away. Sharp is, I think, fallen asleep at this point, and convince them to come over and have a drink and occupy them. You have maintained full good distraction points of them, and all is going well when someone bursts in through the door from Coach, and asks for anyone who'd like to lend assistance to the Railjacks in stopping the brawl that has broken out in Coach.
Sure. And I think that's Hook like patting this guy on the shoulder and says, rumble. And like, yes, into Coach you go.
You know you want to punch some people.
Oh no! Like Hook is going to lock the door. Send him into Coach and lock the door.
So
yeah.
So this is sort of the consequence here of the 5 is that you're getting dragged with them.
Sure.
If you want to like sneak under an arm or resist that, it's going to be I think prowess.
Yeah, that's kind of what I figured. Yeah. Yeah, I've got this. I got the stress for it. Yep, Gene.
Nice. So you only take
there we
one.
go. Way to go.
And yeah, you were able to sort of just, as thing 1 and thing 2 sort of like are pulling on you. Come on, let's go. We don't get to break up brawls on the train ever. This is great.
Exactly.
and I think Hook plays it off as, hey, you guys go handle that, get in there, like especially since he's giving them some drinks. As like, I'll keep an eye on Lord Sharp and the door. You guys go get in and wrestle some.
You have to kind of peel out from under their arms real quick and force it a little bit, but they go on and close and lock the door. Is that what I heard?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then because at this point, I think Hook has seen some shenanigans are happening through that window.
Good thing those pistols are single shot.
Cricket. Guys with guns.
Yeah. I'm going to. Well, I could send my little spider, but now like they're awake and noticing. So instead, I'm just going to pull out from my bandolier a vial of the eye blind and toss it.
Ooh.
Going to let you guys like to close your eyes and don't breathe for a second.
And they're down on the other end of the thing anyway.
I'm just saying, like, just in case it's like blowing back, just
It's a good chuck, yeah.
Sorry. That's a wreck. That's what I roll for throwing bombs, right?
Great distraction, chaos.
Yeah. Cool with that.
Risky.
Standard.
Do I have less of that because my shoulders hurt?
Sorry, y'all are currently in a desperate position. Sort of what just happened.
What did I do? I hit it.
Did you hide the pop-up behind a
Yeah.
character sheet?
I clicked on something else.
Also, Craig, did you get an XP for your desperate attune?
Nope.
Oof.
Oh,
Bad.
Oh, damn.
I get an XP for it. Or no, because I
You do.
failed.
I mean, you
I do.
get an XP regardless
As long as you roll.
because you rolled desperate. Yeah, this is yeah, this is where the one guy is like running up and drawing a second pistol and getting ready to fire. And you toss out this thing and it just doesn't break.
Clank, 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 clank,
Or,
and just rolls.
and just rolls away and got a super like zoomed in shot, and then we flash back up to you and you look up from where it's rolled and there's one guy getting up close to you, and then he, because you're still in the quiet zone and they're not just yet, and he goes and you can kind of see him mouth "oh shit" and like dive to the side, and there is loaded up with a lightning gun a railjack sort of mercenary
in the caboose.
Yeah, the
All
other
right.
guy, that was his sort of pickup.
Gotcha.
Well, guess this is ending this week. No, you are going to get shot with a lightning bolt though, and this is going to be a level 2 harm of the big shock. This one will not be fully resistible, but you can resist it.
It's this isn't a push yourself, right?
Nope.
No. Okay.
This is a prowess resist.
Resist. I don't have those.
You have two.
All.
6.
Ooh,
Not
yeah.
even a stress.
Okay.
So you have
Awesome.
a level 1 electrocuted. If you wanted to tick boxes and reveal that you had armor on underneath, then we could knock that all the way down to 0 by expending the armor. Or no, by having the armor, it would knock it down a tier. And then you can expend an armor to fully block a thing, just no questions asked.
Oh, really? Okay. So just generally having armor when you resist with prowess decreases the severity
Well, just
by 1
in
level.
general.
Okay, cool.
Get harmed.
That's good to know. All right.
Yeah, I'll say I have that since
Yeah.
I have a spot for one more thing also if I want to grab that.
Sure.
But. So what does that just makes it not
Not electrocuted at this point.
Yep.
okay?
That's fantastic.
You just sort of take a bolt to the chest, and then you're like, oh,
Pull the rubber.
I packed
rubber
my,
bulletproof vest.
my rubberized sort of plank that I put on underneath my dress or whatever.
Yeah.
Cool. That crafty man.
Wreck that gun. Fuck that guy. Maybe wreck his face. I don't know.
Probably
Crafty
gonna
Man's
be a
gonna swing for the
skirmish
fences. Yeah,
at this
I'm gonna
point.
skirmish him.
Yeah.
For sure.
General scene.
Yep.
Sure.
What's Devil's Bargain? Always want to hear it from now on.
Absolutely. Anybody got any ideas?
Probably put yourself in a bad position, getting up close and personal to a lightning gun.
Yeah, I like that. You're gonna be off balance after this,
Okay, gotcha.
right? Like
Yeah.
post like resisting any consequences or whatever happens, you're gonna be off balance and possibly in danger.
Okay.
Continuing to stay desperate regardless of how this sort of resolves.
Okay, gotcha. Oh, I see. Okay, that makes sense. Take it. Do it.
Yeah.
Give it. Desperate roll. Give me that. Give me an extra die. Rolling 1 bonus die. Skirmish. Ow!
I see
Give
a
me that
6.
6.
All the sixes.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so Crafty Man kind of gets around and past Cricket, sort of dodges under and pops the head of the sledgehammer up into the first guy's gut, just sort of sidesteps past him, and sort of just this whirling fucking 360 like straight into the guy's like shoulder and gun assemblage and everything,
Sweet.
and just crumples him into the side of the train.
Hella cinematic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. Continue with whoever would like to do a thing.
So Atuna's
I was
about
gonna say not to be bloodthirsty, but I feel like we have to throw them off the train, right?
Oh yeah, they're done. Oh yeah, come on. This Railjack's getting fucked
I
up.
wasn't here to kill people, but like,
Oh, it's past that point. Yeah, we're in a desperate position.
I mean,
Yeah,
we could tie them up.
Listen, desperate times call for desperate measures.
The desperate position is that Crafty Man sits there and kind of just like smiles to himself at his work and plainly forgets about the other guy, and he is running up behind you. So sort of the desperate position is Crafty Man's about to get wrecked. One of y'all should probably do something about it.
Craig, if you
And
have
also Hook
something,
can
feel
jump in
free.
too.
But
I was thinking Atuna is about one of the many things Atuna is for is channeling electroplasmic energy.
Uh-huh.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, a lightning gun is an electroplasmic gun.
Oh,
So could I explode the lightning gun? Have its energy pack
Good.
or cell or whatever blow out and get the guy that's going for Crafty?
explode
Might
the
be able
to
electroplasmic
get
gun in the room
crafty.
with the explosives.
why don't you
Yeah.
channel it out of the gun
Perhaps
into
that
the
may
guy
not
like
have
you're
been well
shooting
thought
at
out,
yourself?
Okay.
But you pull
also
it out.
it would blow
Channel it
up
out.
on Crafty Man.
Yeah, Crafty Man's between those two
Well, I'm wondering if I
things.
could
So.
direct it if I do well enough, but yeah.
Yeah. I guess you. You could I'd give you a lightning bend it out of the gun,
Yeah.
or just sort of remote
Sort of
remote
pull
activating the gun.
Sure.
Very
Yeah.
poorly aimed.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll
try that.
give you that. It's
I'm going to
this is
use
still
arcane.
very very desperate situation.
Makes
Sure.
sense.
I will use arcane implements.
Mm.
I think that's all that really would apply there, right? So
You usually only
two-
apply like an item.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fine.
Can I increase effect? No, I'll just take the plus one. I'm not rolling great today. Hey!
Yes.
Complain about it.
Crit
6556. Dang. Yeah, you fucking just call out to the fucking spirit in this gun and just lightning blast like around, like contrary to any way that lightning should act.
And I'm like,
It fully
twisting in the
around
yeah.
Crafty Man
Oh,
in a
dude,
straight up like Omega, right? Straight line.
Like from Avatar, except I'm lightning bending. Right?
Yeah, right. And that guy gets
So
zapped.
great.
And yeah, there you go. Anime bullshit has just conspired in the back of this train. Hook.
Well, at that point, Hook is like able to see as again shenanigans, and is just kind of nodding to the other passengers as he kind of walks along to that door and just quickly up and out. And what the hell is? Nobody can hear me. But at that point,
you exited.
Okay, I'm cool. Coming because if we're gonna cut the caboose, like I don't want to be in there. I'm out.
You didn't search the dude for things, right? Pickpocket him while he's sleeping.
Oh, that's actually a very good idea.
Because earlier you said, well, maybe he has the things on him.
That is a better hook idea too. So yes.
Yeah, I thought that's what you were going with when you're like, maybe he has the stuff on him and now he's asleep. It was like, oh, so you're going to rob him while he's sleeping.
Yes, that's brilliant. And in fact, I have dots of finesse for exactly that. And actually, I'm going to check off again because it doesn't count as load the vial of slumber essence, and just kind of give this a couple little drips over the eyes and around the nose. Right. You just stay asleep here, buddy. As I, and I make not a show of, but just like, okay, hang on, let me readjust him. Let me pull that pillow out from the upper thing, tuck behind his head. This is my good buddy, Lord Sharp, and quickly do the pat down because the guards are out there. Yeah. And I think I'm just gonna push myself here, take 2 stress.
All right.
And then is the vial of slumber essence that makes sense for a die? Okay.
Yep.
Cool. Risky or desperate or risky?
You are risky.
Okay. Cool. So that's 2 by 1. It's a 5.
All right. Sure. There we go. Normal success.
Yeah, you are able to rifle through his stuff and pick anything you might find of value, which mostly, I think, from Hook's probably perspective and everything, would be some notebooks and stuff that you find. Seem like his actual presentation notes and whatnot.
Ooh, that's good.
And douse him down in a couple of sleep aids, and as you manage to do all that unperturbed, and as you step back out into the pathway, the aisle of the train, it seems that the door has become unlocked back up at the front, and stepping through are Jacob, Jonathan, and Jameson.
Cool.
Blues of the ink rakes.
Does one of them have a black eye? Please tell me one of them has a black eye.
Yeah, they're like a couple bumps and scrapes and bruises and stuff. And they, Jacob, the sort of graying at the beard older one, yelled out, "I know it was your boys that just started that fight," and is like making a big scene and pointing directly at you, Hook.
Hey.
The 3 of them are marching
just
towards you.
Those guys.
Cool.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure it's been something that we've been working on, and then they're officially recruited. And
no, they know because they just assume.
Yes, that's fair.
Let's just assume anything bad was us.
Yeah, that's it.
They're right, but
I bet Argos is like, you got those dots in finesse. Finesse is used for dueling.
It is, but I'm also probably just going to, if this is a resistible consequence, just kind of, water off a duck's back resolve and just be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Sure.
Yeah.
I like that.
Like two thugs in coach are somehow my problem.
Yeah. Also, fake ID.
Right. I do have my, cover identity. Resolve. No bonus dice because it's a resist. Why resolve? That's fine. One,
So we got 3.
3.
Yep.
That's fine. That's fine. That's
Ooh,
cool.
yeah. We all going to be traumatized. It's the trauma crew.
I might.
Happens.
No, I want to
That's
to take 2 more stress so I can do a poison.
Ooh.
What?
Venomous.
She's venomous now.
I've been waiting for the chance.
Wait, so when you get stressed, you get...
I can push myself to either excrete it through my skin or exhale it.
I see.
They have sort of dosed themselves on this poison many times and now
I
can do this thing.
Skull-splitting migraines.
Yeah.
Hey.
Real good.
And yeah, I think between like the few people you've talked to and stuff like that, they're just like, well, that doesn't sound like him. Hiring thugs
He's
to
been
start,
here this entire time.
he's been here this whole time, exactly. And like a couple other like mustachioed gentlemen stand up and get the fuck out of you don't even belong in here. And so they're held up.
That's hilarious.
Rubble.
Yeah. And you've got you've got enough time to get back and figure out what's going on back there, but they're on the case regardless.
Whatever.
That case is throwing one of y'all off of the train.
So does that mean that I have like they get ushered out and I'm now able to get back to the caboose?
You're able to get back to the caboose.
Okay.
They are not going to be ushered out. They are just held up for a while.
Cool.
Other crew? Cricket?
Yeah.
Corby? Craftman?
Got lots of things.
All right.
So after Corby saved my ass, right? You know, Crafty has already been fond of Corby. So Crafty turns around, right? Because he's totally shocked by this lightning going over his body, right?
Right.
And then
Shocked,
killing
yes.
the dude, shocking the person who was about to hit him.
Yep.
He turns around and he's like, oh, goddamn. Whoa. He takes a deep breath, and he looks at Corby. And if Corby looks a little haunted, right? If Corby shows, if Corby shows signs of trauma, right? Then his face relaxes in empathy, because you know he's like, all right, now we're both fucked a little, so
Right.
yeah, so okay, and then he swallows and he looks at Cricket and he says, all right, it's time for plan B. These bodies have to go, and we break them.
They're not dead.
They're not dead.
I know, but they're getting tossed off the train at high speed.
So they will be. Okay,
Yeah, they will. They're gonna die, right? Like they have to go, right? I'm not tying them up and leaving them on the caboose, right?
To
They've seen us.
Us.
Yeah, right. So
Man, this is not how
fair
this is
enough.
supposed to go. I'm not down with the murder, but like
no. So yeah, what
I mean, it
what
wouldn't
Crafty
be
Man
the
does.
first time we were identified,
So
guys.
I think Sans
Oh wait, we
Sans
want
die
heat.
roll.
That's a good point. Oh wait a minute. Yeah, we want people to know it's us. All right.
I mean, we can tie him up.
You're already, by virtue of being at war, gonna get at least one heat from this job.
And
Yeah.
we're
Regardless of
at
all other
zero
factors,
heat.
so
We're at 0 heat going into this.
true.
That's true.
Yeah.
Uh,
I just mean as a mechanical and narrative question.
Mhm.
If we kill people, people still know about us. So killing them will raise the heat, but it's not going to prevent people from being able to, so it's not going to prevent us from claiming responsibility for the job and therefore getting
No.
rep.
Right.
Okay,
And
cool.
heat is not like a measure of evidence necessarily. It's
Okay,
like
yeah.
rumors and like, do the blue coats actually give a fuck enough to investigate at this time?
Yeah.
Like, do they find it profitable to investigate whether that you
Yeah.
have actually done this crime or whatever? Like,
I mean,
lots of sort of
robbing
aggregates
the
on
train
things.
is kind of cool.
Mhm.
It's real fucking cool.
Okay, do you want to try to tie these guys up?
So Crafty Man's cold. So unless he gets stopped, he's going to dispose of these two as quickly and efficiently as possible.
I think we'll set it as this.
Go ahead.
Cricket, from your perspective, you kind of started to look around at some of the crates and stuff to try and find what you're looking for.
Yeah, the
And
explosives.
then, like, out of the corner of your eye, you just see Crafty Man just dragging both dudes towards the door. And my question is, what do you do?
I'm going to run at him. Just like, no. We can not done with murder. That one guy who just got whipped out. Rip. But
They tried to kill us.
we've disarmed them, effectively knocked them out. Yeah.
They're unconscious, yes.
Just tie them up. You can tie, right?
Really well.
Tie them up.
Prove it.
And I'm gonna go rummaging through the crates.
All right. If they prove to be a problem, they're going. Also, we don't have a lot of time to decide what we're doing.
I know, that's why I'm rummaging through the crates and telling you to do this.
Okay, sounds good. And Craftyman swallows and realizes he's getting a little kind of
Carried
frazzled,
away.
and he takes Cricket's timely and intelligent suggestions and says, "All right, fair enough." He leans the sledgehammer up and starts tying them up. Gonna roll. Should I roll finesse, or is that unnecessary?
I feel like you're good at ropes.
They're done. They're done
Okay.
here.
Cool. Sounds good. Great.
With the immediate threats out of the way. Good.
Hook walks in.
Cool. Shuts the door. And
No, you don't.
Which doesn't close.
Oh, you go
try
to
and
shut the
close
door,
it, and
and
it just
it swings
opens
back
up
open.
again because we're driving really fast on the train, so the wind's whipping through. This is so good.
it's like stepping through the silence potion. Go, okay, real subtle. It is
right?
Lockpicks.
No, but it is time that kind of like looks
Crates.
out. Oh yeah, actually that's true.
I guess survey to
Mhm.
is it
Actually,
risky now?
I am going to hunt. Well, no, that's gather information. Well, yeah, gather information about its location or movements.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, with that.
Corby is just sitting on the floor of the car with her legs tucked up in beside her, and just hands over her ears, staring ahead.
Yep. All right.
Once the guys are tied up, Crafty Man will go and just sit by Corby and silently put his arm around her if she accepts it, and then
She
not
doesn't
say
resist
anything.
her.
Just
Yep. Sure. It's all right, Cricket. You and I will get the job done. For the hunt roll, are we at desperate at this point, or is it just risky?
Risky.
Oh no! I'm just rolling this. I don't want a devil's bargain. I don't. Well, yeah. What is the devil's bargain?
yeah.
The only thing I'm coming up with is just taking a lot of time to actually complete it and find it. But that, yeah.
Devil's bargain is that your three friends will be showing up.
Sure.
Ooh.
Cool.
Basically, at the time where you find it, right? More or less, plus or minus results of the roll.
Question: were we also still planning to disconnect this thing?
Because
So
we
that we
can't get.
could bail.
There's no way we're getting back in.
We're not
that
getting
way.
back through the train. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking in character.
Shit's fucked.
Yeah,
so
so-
how do we break this off?
Yeah,
I
we've
guess.
practiced. We're ready for this.
Let me just.
I guess I'll be working on that while you're
Searching. Yeah.
hunting.
Let me just see this hunt roll before we have to say goodbye for the night. Double sixes. All right.
Fucking awesome.
You are so.
Oh, and I
we'll see.
remove a stress for crit.
No, that's if you're resisting.
That's only on
The results.
On resistance.
Yeah,
Some resistance roll.
you crit or resist. You get +1. Player 1, I should say. So yeah, you Cricket's looking through, and you're like, no, it's and you're just like, yep, there. And there's a few crates marked as hazardous, fragile,
Property of Lord Sharp.
right? Property of Lord Sharp, and you crack one of the crates open, and there are sort of bricks of this sort of powder. And
Oh my God, it's cocaine.
components for creating sparks and implants, and essentially fucking steampunk C4 is what I'm trying to
Cocaine
describe.
for.
And you manage to get this really quickly. You have some time to sit there and like look at it, and Orby is sitting there, a little haunted on the floor, kind of. I think even like subconsciously, just like looks up and is like staring over at the crates, and we will leave off for the week with 2 consequences. Not really consequences, but just setting the scene for the wild shit that's about to happen. There is a bit of energy that coming off of these crates related to the ghost field. And from back over at the entrance, we see the 3 Blues Brothers making their way, sort of crowding past that platform, and that big tentacle, like zooming in back from afar at this sort of bait, sort of scent in the air.
It's gonna grab all 3 of them.
Now, bear in mind, folks at home, that's how the episode ends. When we pick up, we'll have the new the new heist that we're on and stuff like. Don't worry about the consequences of this. Everything's fine.
Everything's fine. Yeah, so this is an 8 coin payoff. No, just kidding. So we will leave us on a bit of a cliffhanger here. I will say you did roll double 6s, so you have a time and a sense and a sort of like it's the closing shot is like from Hook's perspective on like sort of a threat assessment and just damn.
It's okay. That means I may finally be able to do my one cool thing that I've been wanting to do since I found a specific item on my inventory list.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll see.
Plans.
Awesome.
But thank you all for joining us tonight. I hope you enjoyed our train shenanigans. We will come back and finish off our wonderful little mini-series next week, and I will no longer be in charge. And we will... Did we tell them this week what Craig's doing?
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
We have a surprise reveal plan.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
For session 0.
We do have the little project. That's true.
All right. Yeah. Y'all have been whispering around us.
Yes.
So, adios, y'all. We will see you next week. YouTube folks, see you on Tuesday. I don't know. Time travel makes it hard for my brain to work.
On Friday.
No. This one would have
This
already went up on Friday. The next one will go up on Tuesday.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
That's of the game that we haven't recorded yet.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a good one, though.
Time travelers,
It's going to be great.
YouTubers, future, past, and present. Twitch folks, thank you so much for stopping by. Come chat with us on Discord. It is eatinto.space or on Patreon at staylucky.club, and we will see you next time.
Bye, guys.